All right, Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS who rule well, and also honor and salutations to those of you who are out there teaching the word in sincerity and truth and who make up the hopeful elect. All right, so excuse me. Today's show, or today's topic, is just this article that I found on Russia Today that I was reading, and I wanted to, I guess, give a little commentary about it. It's not going to take me long. I just got a couple of scriptures that I wanted to read after I read a bit of this article. But you have this the headline here says, "How can one not be a Russophobe?" Asks former CIA agent, and Twitter answers. So what's funny is I pulled this up on my phone. I got the Russia Today app. So I initially read this on my phone, but when I came to the computer to look for it, I guess this Russophobe or Russophobia is a thing. So when I typed it in, it was like a bunch of articles that popped up. And for sake of time, I didn't read any of them. I was just gonna go into this one, but I'm gonna go into it and see what this Russophobia is about. I mean, obviously, it's fear of Russia in one way or another. And you know what? You should be you should be afraid of Russia. You should be, because as prophecy states, they're going to be the main player as far as nations go, for who's going to destroy America. Okay, it's not going to be a light thing either. These Russians, they're geared up and they're ready, as you saw. As a matter of fact, let me what was that? Let's see if I can pull it up really quick. The brother sent me a video. Let's see. Let's try it this way. Let me see. Clip of Russia's missile technology. Try it like that. Let's see what that brings up. Maybe I will. Oh, wait a minute. This might be it. Let's see what this one is. Bear with me for a minute here. Because it was an animation of their new technology that it showed pictures of Russia's missiles floating around America's missile defense. This might be the video right here. With sound, there ain't no sound. Oh, they're just gonna keep looping it. Well, anyway, I'll just describe it. I don't sit here searching for the video while I'm talking to you guys, but the video was basically an animation of a missile driving around America's nuclear defense system, which is a new technology that they've developed. And basically, Putin been bragging about, there is no defense for the technology that we have, and it's true. This is biblical prophecy. As a matter of fact, let me do this. Let's see here. And I'm kind of going through the spirit. I didn't have anything written down. What was that we read this weekend? Let me do Joel. I think it's 2. Yeah, let's start at the top. I'll start at the top. This is Joel 2:1. It says, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand." Right. So look, Like, what happens when you're trembling? Or what's going on when you tremble? It means you're in fear, right? And again, as I said, with Russia being one of the major players, or being the main nation that's gonna shoot their missiles on this place, you should have a phobia to them. Okay. It says, "For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them." Right. So this is talking about, the characteristics of those nuclear missiles, man. You see? This is what they do. They cause nothing but destruction and damage. And that's what's coming here. So you should have a phobia, okay? It says, "The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pained." Let me look that up. Let's see what that says. Much pained. Shall be much pained. Khawal. Let's see what it says here. Let me play it.
Strong's H2342. Khul. Khul.
Right.
And the form just below that, khil. Khil.
Right, but you would say kha, wa, la, or khawal. All right, and it says pain, formed, bring forth, pained, tremble, travail, dance, calve, grieved, grievous, wounded. It says to twist, whirl, dance, wreathe, fear, tremble, travail, be in anguish, be pained. To dance, to twist, writhe, to whirl about, to dance, to writhe, bear, bring forth. Now we know it's not talking about dancing, right? Because it's talking about the destruction they bring. So we can extrapolate that it's saying here to fear and tremble. Okay, right? Oh, to be born, right? Why? Because when one is born, the woman is in pain, right? You see? Writhing, suffering, torture. To be distressed, you see? So you should have a phobia, as the article said. Okay? It says, let's see, before their face the people shall be much pained, all faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. You see? Neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. You see? So when those missiles get shot, there is no defense for those things. Those things are going to hit their target. Okay? So if you should have a phobia. If you ain't afraid of what Russia can do, and I'm speaking to you Americans, those of you who tote this country as a great one, as you're going to see in this article. The CIA agent sentiment is it's like the old saying, the pot calling the kettle black, or the kettle calling the pot black. I'm not sure how it goes exactly, but in other words, here it is. You in your country have shit that you need to address, that shit that you need to take accountability for, but you talking about another country and what it's doing, right? So let me go back to this article here. So again, the headline says, "How can one not be a Russophobe?" As former CIA agent and Twitter answers. Okay, It says, the notion that some people might not identify as Russophobic is apparently so perplexing to former CIA agent John Cipher that he felt the need to put the question to Twitter. Then he felt the need for some backtracking. How can one not be a Russophobe? The former spy, who once worked as the CIA's Moscow bureau chief, tweeted. Cipher followed the question with a list of Russia's alleged wrongdoings, including engaging in political warfare, invading neighbors, threatening doomsday nuclear weapons, and killing the opposition at home. He then challenged his Twitter following to name something positive about Russia. Okay, so here's the comment here. How can one not be a Russophobe? Russia, soft power is political warfare. Hard power is invading neighbors, hiding the death of civilians with chemical weapons, and threatening with doomsday nuclear weapons, and they kill the opposition at home. Name something positive. Now, it sounds like if you didn't know who he was talking about, it sounds like he's describing America. Okay? Political warfare, invading neighbors, right? Matter of fact, let me go to what's that? What's that? Habakkuk 2, and I think 5. Let's see, it's in there somewhere. Right. So it says, it's Habakkuk 2 and 5. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. Right. So it says he keepeth not at home. So Russia, they're not more Edomite than you. So you gotta know that they doing what Edomites do. They go around taking shit. But namely, America. There should be no American in the world talking about how bad another country is. Right? And to the topic, I remember years ago, we were all in when I was in my I was in an office downstairs, and we were talking, me and a couple other coworkers, and they were talking about the news and different things in technology and blah 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 blah, all this these advancements in the news or whatever it was we were talking about. And I said that I don't really watch CNN or American news outlets. And they go, well, why? I was like, well, they kind of feed you what they want to feed you. There's no real honesty in there. You don't know what's going on in the rest of the world. They'll tell you a story about a kitten who got pulled out of the tree by the firemen, but they won't tell you, what's going on in the rest of the world. And they was like, well, what do you watch? I go, well, Russia Today, Al Jazeera. And it was like, Russia? Oh, that's the most propagated news in the world. But I said, how can you say that when, your opinions are formulated by propaganda in this country? Everything you think, everything you know is all based in propaganda. From the time you're in elementary school to the time you're an adult man to the time you die, you're being filled with all kinds of propaganda in this country. So nobody from America should be saying how bad another country is. Okay? So let me finish this verse. It says, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. See, that's a Edomite characteristic. Okay. So going back, it says this. No sooner than he had tweeted it, however, Cipher began to backtrack on his comment, confirming that he was only referring to the Russian government, not all Russian people. But it was too late. The backlash had already begun. Okay. So here's a comment of somebody who commented to this original post. It says, you do realize everything you just said applies to the U.S., right? I said, you damn right. When I read that, I said, you damn right, boy. You damn right. Everything that he posted in that Twitter post was directly in line with what America has done in history. This place doesn't have any good history. There's no you can't pick any good time in this country. You can't. There isn't any. Its very existence is based on the genocide of a whole nation of people and all the different tribes of that nation of people. Okay, so reading on, there was some other comments from the people I want to read. It says, presumably the former spy thinks the U.S. is not guilty of political warfare, invading other countries and threatening nuclear annihilation. Ironically, the U.S. has not only threatened other countries with nuclear destruction, but is actually the only country to ever have carried it out. An episode of Japanese history which must have slipped Cypher's mind. Yeah, that's a great point, man. America has been the only country to actually threaten a country with some type of bomb or nuclear missile or in this case an atomic bomb, and actually follow through with it. And this dude is talking about Russia like, you know, Russia's the big bad wolf, and really they are right about now, you know. So it says, how can one not be a Russophobe? I'd recommend learning to distinguish between individuals and their government, for starters, unless you'd like to be judged based on the orange toddler in the White House. Let's see. Let me see if there's anything else in here. This one was good too. It says, Cypher was then schooled by journalist Ben Norton, who blew a hole in the notion that the U.S. government doesn't kill opposition figures. Norton tweeted about the death of Fred Hampton, an African-American activist who was shot and killed in a police raid with the help of your U.S. intelligence community colleagues from the FBI. Cypher's tactless response to the mention of Hampton was, "Who the hell is Fred Hampton?" Fred Hampton was a black revolutionary in Chicago who was assassinated with the help of your U.S. intelligence community colleagues from the FBI. The fact that a veteran CIA officer doesn't know who Fred Hampton is says everything. So yeah, you know, America from like Martin Luther King, and Fred Hampton is just one. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, even more recent, right, for enemies of this country, Saddam Hussein, Gaddafi, people that they were holding hands with at one time, they ended up killing. You see? So this is not just a Russia thing or an America thing. This is an Edomite thing. That's what y'all do. That's what Edomites do. If niggas don't follow your orders and your way, the way you want things to be done, you kill them. Or you threaten them with death. Why do you think these lower elites, these Negroes, that got a little bit of money, why do you think they're so afraid to speak about what it is they're involved in? All that witchcraft that they follow, that homosexual vibe that they pushing out to the earth. Why do you think they're afraid to mention that? Because Esau, it said, if you can say whatever you want, but you're in risk of your life and your family's life. You see, Bill Cosby's daughter just got offed. Says she has some complications with her health or some bullshit like that. Nobody have no fucking complications with their health at that young age like that. And they got his son too. So imagine that. So that's a Edomite characteristic to be going around threatening people. Right? So the nerve of this dude, man. The nerve of him. But that's it. That's all I had for the moment. Like I said, I want to go into that Russophobia. I didn't know that was a thing. So I'm gonna go into some of these articles and read about them and see if I can find anything else that would I thought was worth bringing out. So with that being said, I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS who rule well, and also honor and salutation to those of you who make up the elect, the hopeful elect. And with that, I say shalom.